afternoon. Today we're going to be palpating some features of the head, neck, and facial region. But before we start, I just want to make sure, do I have your permission?
Yes.
Okay, great. So first things first, I'm going to start with placing my hand on top of your head just for some support. And I'm going to palpate your external occipital protuberance. I'm going to find the occipital region of your skull and then run my fingers down until I feel something that sticks out at me, just right around here in the midline. And then in neck structure, this ridge that kind of runs diagonally down this way is known as your superior neutral line. And then as we get behind the ear, this process here is going to be known as your mastoid process. And then I'm going to follow back along in front of the ear. Right here in front, if you could just open and close your jaw for me. Perfect. That's going to be known as the condyle of your mandible. And then as I follow along your mandible bone, this vertical part right here is known as the ramus. And then as I work my way down, this sharp angle here is the angle of your mandible. And then if we take a more lateral view, I'm going to switch my grip to a flat hand. And this first bony feature that I feel right here is going to be your hyoid bone, not to be confused with the Adam's apple, which is just a little bit lower than that. All right, and then we're going to switch back to a posterior view and feel some spinous processes. I'm going to place my hand back on the top of your head, go back to the occipital protuberance, and run my fingers down into the neck region until I feel that first, there we go, spinous process. That's going to be your C2. And then I'm going to lower again. I'm going to feel some soft tissue. And then C3, C4, C5, C6, and then C7 is going to be that most prominent one here. And then just below that's going to be T1. But to differentiate between C6, C7, and T1, if we're just doing this quickly, the first one that's most easily palpated is going to be C7 because it sticks out the most. And then just above that, C6. If you flex the neck and then extend it, it kind of disappears. And then go back to C7, flex the neck again, and raises with it as we flex. And then if we go down to T1 and flex and extend, there is no movement of T1 because it's attached to the first rib. All right, and then we're going to kind of palpate your trapezius muscle. It's a very superficial muscle. It runs along bilaterally, kind of where the superior neutral line starts. It goes down across your shoulders and around to your acromion and your clavicle, and then spans back down along kind of the spine of your scapula. But we're just going to palpate on one side unilaterally here. Going to feel down until you feel some of those fibers. And then I'm just going to have you flex and extend your neck for me. Perfect. And then you can feel those fibers contracting. That's going to be one side of your upper trapezius. All right. So thank you very much.